Hey guys, it's Jason here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the video. A lot, guys, has changed in this room. I'm not going to be going over everything in this video. I'm actually hardly going to be going over any of it. But right now, as I look around, I guarantee for some of you guys that watch the channel, OG subscribers, stuff like that, you're probably thinking, hey, where's this? Where's that? Yeah, I've gotten rid of, guys, a few trucks, mostly just because, you know what? They were good trucks. I'm just kind of over them. I want some new projects. I want some new builds. I want some new trucks. So today, though, is going to be the start of my Traxxas Sledge continuing build. I guess you can say that probably doesn't make any sense, but I've had, guys, what you see in front of you. There were a few parts, I think, like the towers, and I think it was the D block from KCRC. There was a few things I was waiting on, but I did just get the ProGraphix body. But a lot of this stuff, guys, all this Vidavon stuff, I've had probably, I think, for almost a year. It's just been sitting off to the side. And yeah, I've got a lot of stuff, guys, that I'm going to be installing on the Sledge. In this video, we'll go over the parts. We are going to paint the ProGraphix body. I have plans to sort of do something a little different, just not that one solid color. Usually that's what you do. If I hold this up kind of to the window, you'll see where when you paint it. So the one thing that's neat about the Sledge body is there's not a lot of color, and I kind of wanted something black to match with all the orange bits and stuff like that. So you'll see I already removed one of the pieces off the blue body I painted. So if I sit this on here, you can see how cool a dark sort of scheme body I think would look, but with the orange kind of accents there. And that was, guys, my original plan was to do either white, silver, or black, or a combination of both. And then I started looking at it, and I was looking at the blue, and I do have some blue over there left. I started thinking, oh, maybe just a little bit of blue. So my goal, before we even continue, because when you guys come back after painting, if it's all one color, you know I screwed up. But my goal is to kind of tape off maybe just a few parts, something like this right here, maybe something in here, add a little bit of blue, but the rest either will be black, silver, white, combination of both. I don't know. But that is my goal. We're going to do that first before we even get into the parts. So you're going to be able to see the body painted, all the orange bits installed. We'll remove the film and all that kind of fun stuff. And then we are going to get into the parts that are going to be going onto the Sledge. But guys, first, let's get this thing painted. All right, guys, quickly before I get to installing all the parts, I just wanted to show you guys the body, film off, and some of the stickers on. So we got the headlights and the grille, we got the windshield. I often don't put these on when I've painted a body, but because the ProGraphix bodies are stenciled and painted all through here, you kind of have no choice but to use the full stickers. You can see on my clear body here, I just kind of had cut off the bottom part of this windshield decal right here, and I use that at the top. But again, with this one, because it's painted, you can't do anything about it. But either way, guys, I think that looks killer. The little splash of blue really adds to the body. Now, I've already kind of played with the parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of quickly throw a few of these orange bits on. And I'm going to kind of stand back, let you guys see what you think. Now, I'll be honest, my first thought was, I don't know. Yeah, it's cool, but I was thinking, oh, maybe white and stuff would look better. But then when I was looking over at the truck, and I'm like, you know what? I got those orange arms. I've got that orange wing. Maybe I should just do that first. And yeah, guys, that's, it looks killer. Give you guys just kind of a little bit of a sneak peek here right now, just to show you. That looks wicked. I am super happy that I kind of went the way I did with the ProGraphix body by not painting it all that kind of one color, doing blue all through it. I think it looks cool with the silver. And again, I haven't got all the orange bits on, so I'll be curious to see how it looks when it's all done. But right now, guys, I'm pretty impressed. I think that looks pretty cool. You know, it still looks like a Traxxas Sledge. There's no doubt that it's a Traxxas Sledge. Sometimes you put a different body on a truck and it's a completely different look. But that definitely, guys, looks cool. So either way, I just wanted to keep kind of bringing you guys along, but I'm going to get the rest of the orange body parts installed, and we're going to take this thing outside and see how it looks. All right, guys, there it is. Loving the look of this. I think if I could do it again, maybe I would have added a little bit more blue. I didn't want the body to look like the RTR blue body. The whole point of buying the ProGraphix body from Traxxas is that you can put any color in. So if you want to put something like a fluorescent yellow, green, whatever, you can do it. So I didn't want to just do blue because it would have looked a lot like the stock body and I could have just bought the blue body. But yeah, loving the dark colors, loving the orange. The orange looks wicked. And again, that little bit of splash of blue right here, down here, I think really just kind of, again, gives the truck just a little bit of extra character. Really, really liking it. Now, before we get into the parts, what I want to do is just get the body off the truck, go over what I've done up till now. So if you've been on the channel for a while and you've watched all my videos, then you can probably maybe skip ahead a minute or so. But if you're new, this is the first time you've seen the truck and you want to see what I've done, well, this is the part you want to watch. All right, so first we're going to cover some of the big parts. So the ESC and motor is a Castle Mama Monster X 8S. I only run it on 6S. I've never put 8S into this truck. 6S is ballistic. This is the 1650 kV. I can't think of the size right now offhand, but it is the larger can one. The other one's a little bit longer. This is the larger can, like the diameter. It's a monster. This combo in this truck running on 6S allows me some leeway, I guess, if you want to put it, where I could add a little bit of weight. I often, guys, in my videos talk about how bad weight is, especially when it comes to bashers, because it weighs it down. It changes everything about the truck. If you're used to coming up to a ramp and being able to kind of put up to it and give it a little blip and do a backflip, as soon as you start adding a lot of weight to the truck, it kind of changes all that stuff. So during this video, guys, and well, this series of videos related to the parts, you are going to hear me talk a lot about how the truck is changing. Again, the 1650 does allow me some leeway. It's got a ton of power. It's overpowered right now. This truck is a ballistic missile when you drive it. You can be half into the throttle, sometimes even more. You gun it, the thing's going to lift up, and it lifts up no problem. It's not like a little gradual wheelie. It's like, boom, up it goes. So that combo, guys, has been awesome for this truck. I do have, you can see under here, the Vitavon chassis. Love this chassis because, and I chose this chassis over some of the other ones because, one, it was a proper milled chassis. This isn't just something that, you know, they threw on a milling machine, bloop, 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 and out it came. You can see everything's done. All your factory parts attached to it. You don't have to cut any of your bumpers or skids and none of that stuff. But it's 70/75 like the other ones, but it remains the 3 millimeters thick. Now, some people might say, oh, well, you need that thickness. Well, for me, guys, I've never had a problem. So 70/75, 3 mil, that is strong enough for me. Plus, because I knew I was going to be adding a few more parts to this truck, if I can take weight away where it's not necessary, to me, that was a good idea. Right now, the truck also has the Basher Queen carbon fiber shock towers. We are replacing those with the KC-RC aluminum ones. The Basher Queen shock towers, guys, have been awesome. I did eventually bend this back one. That was just because it was a horrible landing and completely my fault. Like, it was just a bad landing. So the carbon fiber shock towers, guys, the Basher Queen carbon fiber shock towers have been awesome. Some of the big things as well that you don't see are the upgraded Traxxas ring and pinion gears, front and rear. They are a must-have as well. I destroyed mine not doing anything. I didn't even have this combo in the truck, guys, at the time. I think it was a Castle 2200 kV, and I destroyed those. Same goes for the pinion and the spur. You want to get those off right away because these are also junk. If you've got the stock ones, you're going to have issues here, and you're going to have issues in your ring and pinion. I've got the orange arms. I've got the orange collars. KC RC motor mount and diff mount right here. You can see them. I love this motor mount because it really allows you the ability to kind of position your motor exactly where you want it. As well as, guys, it's just kind of balanced more. It just allows the motor to be balanced better. It sits better. Yes, you can only go so far because you will hit the bell cranks and all that kind of stuff. But for me, guys, you can sort of see it's like perfectly centered. I'll have to kind of play with this a little bit. I may have to kind of do something with my wires and move the connections onto the other side when I go to mount the fan mount. Because I've got this also, guys. I'll show you that later in the video. Just to get a fan on the motor. Even though, again, guys, with this combo, I haven't had any issues. I've got this crazy fan. The only reason I've got this big fan, guys, was I think I actually broke the stock fan and I had this one. But saying that, I have taken this truck out, run it forever, and come back. Yeah, the motor's got some warmth to it. The ESC isn't even breaking a sweat. So it definitely helps, guys. And as well as I've not broke any fins on these fans. I can show you them. Actually, here's one right here. I get these from KCRC. They've got the balance port on them. So you just plug this into the balance port of your battery. You got to obviously kind of gauge yourself how long you're running for, just because with the fan drawing the power, it will reduce the cells. Those are just connected to, I think it's 2 cells or 3 cells of the battery, which means it's pulling from those 3 cells, not the whole battery. Hasn't been an issue, guys. I go out, I roughly know how long the truck's going to run for. All is good. The battery always charges up properly after. 0 issues whatsoever. What else do I got going on? Wheelie bar back here. I do have the KCRC wing mount. This is definitely, guys, helped with not having your wing pull out and the stock mount kind of pull out and all that kind of fun stuff. Sway bars. I think that's it. So, yeah, that is how the truck, guys, sits right now. And here's where I'm going to get a little bit kind of serious. The truck right now is perfect. It is an animal. It takes massive amounts of abuse. It takes the power. I take it out, I run it, and I'm good to go. So if you're thinking, why am I screwing with it right now? Well, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure. Yeah, you know what? We'll get into it and I'll explain why all these parts over here are here. All right, so we're going to start this, guys, by explaining how most of these parts even came to be. And it's absolutely ridiculous on my part. So when I was ordering my Vidavon chassis, I also ordered a few other parts, and one of them were these right here. All they are is just a small hex extender. They had a silver wheel nut, all enclosed, and I just liked it. I liked the look of them. So I chose to buy these, except I made a mistake. And you can see it right there. They're splined, which means when I went to put them on my stock CVs, that did not work, obviously. Because of I don't even know what it was, $50 part, $60 part, $40 part, I don't even remember. A lot of the other stuff came to be. So I already had the blue bell cranks, as well as, guys, the blue center, well, diff housing, but this I'm putting in the center. But over here, all these parts. So obviously, guys, these are complete CVDs. You've got the steering knuckles, everything. Everything, guys, is included with this kit. You've got new outdrives. They're big and beefy. We're going to, guys, as I'm working on the truck, we'll be able to compare all the sizes and all that stuff, so you guys will see them kind of in real person. But because of, again, those splined extenders, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to focus, guys, while it's still in the package. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. These are the spline ones, which means, obviously, guys, they'll made up to those parts. And that is how everything that you see sort of started. It cost me a ridiculous amount of money to go that route. Are they needed? I don't know. I've had a few issues with screws backing out of the steering knuckles on my Sledge. It's kind of got a little annoying. I've had issues where all of a sudden I'm running and my one tire is all wonky. So we'll see. My concern is obviously the weight. That's going to weigh a lot more than what's on there right now. When it comes to the out dries and CVDs, again, I have broke... What did I break? Did I break an out drive? I don't remember. I did break one of the parts that I had to replace. I think, no, maybe it was part of the CVD. But either way, I did break it. But I wouldn't say, guys, it's not something I broke multiple times. I think it was a pretty good crash when I broke, so I'm not going to fault the stock Traxxas part for that. But either way, yeah, we've got all that Vidavon stuff. It's going to add some weight. I've got the 1650, but I am still concerned, guys. I don't know if those parts will stay in the truck. Until I get them in and start running it, start jumping it, driving it the way I like to drive it, I honestly, guys, don't know. And I'm just being really upfront in this video. You know, I could make a video where I'm just like, woohoo, look at all the parts I got, put them on the truck and say it's awesome. But hey, that's not how I roll here. That's not how I roll on the channel. And it's just not how I do things. If this changes the truck in a negative way, they will come off, just so you guys know. And hey, we'll be testing that. Coming this way a bit, we've got these springs. These, I think, were one step up stiffer. Because of the weight of the truck, I did notice it was really kind of slouching. It was kind of really, you know, sort of low sagging. I wanted just to add a little bit slightly stiffer spring to kind of accommodate that. Right now I've got my collars. You guys can kind of see they are turned down quite a bit. And as soon as you get the battery in it, you kind of start having some issues. So we'll be tweaking that a little bit, tweaking the suspension, probably having to change up the oil and all that kind of stuff. We have front and rear KCRC shock towers. These things are an absolute beaut, 7075. Excited, guys, to get these on just because they will give the front of the truck, as I bring you guys up, just a little bit more character. Again, the black carbon fiber is awesome. But I wanted to add a little bit of character to the truck. We also have the guys down here. I showed you guys the fan and the fan mount. Big thing, redoing all the blocks. So ABCD. Had no issues with the stock ones. I just wanted to change those out. I'm trying to build this truck in a way that when I go out, it just takes the abuse. And I always hate to use the term bulletproof, because if that was the case, I don't even know what you'd end up building. Nobody can say they have a bulletproof truck, because if they do, it probably runs like garbage. And that, guys, is my concern. Like I mentioned, guys, when it comes to some of the parts, I do not want to change this truck up to the point where it's not fun. I don't want to make it a tank. I have done that before in the past. Some of you guys who've been on the channel for a long time, my Creighton 6S build, not the EXB, the original 6S RTR, I went crazy on that with a lot of aluminum hop-ups, a big, thick chassis, all that kind of stuff. And guys, it made the truck suck. I did not enjoy it after I did that. It was just too heavy. So this is, guys, a fun build. It's going to look amazing when it's done. I just hope that the truck itself retains the character that it has now, the fun factor, the performance, the craziness, all that kind of stuff. All right, there it is, guys. The first part to kind of my rebuild series of the Traxxas Sledge. I say it that way because obviously the truck is heavily upgraded the way it is right now, and it's borderline perfect the way it is. If you watch the whole video, you'll know how those parts came to be. Probably the stupidest reason ever somebody is upgrading a truck. However, you know what? I won't hide it, guys. I love upgrading trucks. I love wrenching on them. I love how they look when they're done, giving it that look, your customized look, an individual look, however you want to put it. And I'm hoping that when it's all said and done, I have not lost the fun of the truck. Because right now, it's a little ballistic missile. It is super fast, tremendous amounts of power, and it's just a joy to drive. It launches perfect. It's just awesome. And obviously, by adding some weight to it, yes, I'm going to gain strength in those areas, but I also don't want to compromise what the truck has going for it right now. So I'm putting it, guys, out there like that so that you know, when I start doing these running videos, guys, when I'm all said and done, I'll let you know what I think. I will let you know, hey, you know what? This now doesn't feel the same. I've lost some of the fun factor of the truck, and I may even then, guys, pull parts off of it. I don't know, But just know, guys, that's what I do here. I am a hobbyist, not an influencer. I don't make commercials. Even when I work for companies, guys, and I've done videos for them before, I never consider myself a YouTuber slash influencer. I'm a guy who's been very lucky. I've been very lucky to work with companies like Habao, Genzace, Corelli, Arma, a few others, KCRC, Basher Queen. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm in my basement. I'm in my hobby room. This is what I do. If YouTube stopped tomorrow, I'm still good. I will still be doing posts on Facebook. I'd be doing clips on Instagram, whatever. Nothing would change. So again, I just want you guys to know that. I want you to know that what you're going to watch is not about influencing. I'm not going to push one product line on you. I don't know how people can do that because no company makes the best parts. Don't be fooled by those guys. Okay. The Vidavon chassis on my sledge is, in my opinion, guys, the best chassis you can get for a sledge. It's 70/75. It's milled properly. They didn't make any mistakes. You don't have to go in and remove part of your plastic bits and stuff like that. It's an exact replica of the stock chassis, except milled from 70/75. I've had zero issues with it when I go out. That to me, guys, is a plus. Plus, I don't add extra weight by going, let's say, to 4 or 5 millimeters as well. Knowing that I was going to be doing what I'm doing now kind of thing at some point, that makes that chassis awesome. So hopefully you guys kind of understand what I meant there. I kind of rambled on for a little bit, but either way, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any comments or questions, or you're like, what the heck did he just say? Hey, post it down. I'll either answer in the comments, or in my next video, I will go back to those kind of questions and I will make sure to answer them during that video. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And yep, there are a few.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me.